Is there a child in here that we heard crying before?
That was like a whistle. Yeah.
Ghost Dimension.
Hey everybody! Just sitting here jamming to some music. Birds are going nuts. Beautiful outside today, even though it's cold. Alright, time to get to reading, right? No more shenanigans, Bear. Alright, so hi everybody, we're Tuesday. Already into the second week of November, and for everybody in the US, we have actually got Thanksgiving next week, so that's kind of crazy. Kind of hard to believe. Christmas is like in a month and a half. That's like crazy. And yeah, it's a lot. So I hope you're all doing well. And let's see, I've got Cookie here. I've got Margaret here. I've got Simon. Hi, Simon. I've got Jessica here. I got Presh here. And I have James here. I hope you're all doing well. And I might as well just jump in, right? So let me get a card for you, Cook. I hope you're doing well today. Get them out of the box. All right, rid of the box here, and let's shuffle these babies up, and let's see what we got going on today. I don't know you all, but I'm not really sure if I'm ready for holidays yet. It's kind of crazy. I just hope that it lightens everybody's spirit for a while, for sure. I don't know. Everybody loves Christmas, where most people do. I was a big fan when I had a big family. I'm just quiet now, so it's just me, and the kids come up and say hi with Grandma and I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and actually we're going to be doing Christmas the way I used to when I was younger, and it's all about family and food and playing games and sharing good times. So that's really a joy for me. That's what it means. Okay, so Cookie, your card today is the rabbit. Okay, so rabbits bring about quite a few things. I've actually gotten them to come back to the area here where I'm at because I've planted for them so that they can hide in the higher grass, and I put seed and food out there for them. So I'm really excited about them being back. But rabbits represent either going too fast, like everything boom, 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 or it also can represent fear, or going down the rabbit hole, right? And for you right now, it's about uncertainty. That's what it's showing me right now. It's not really sure what you're going to do. So it's like you're kind of tossing things around right now, and you don't know if you want to go this way, or you don't know if you want to go that way, or you don't know if you want to stay. And all I'm hearing is don't go down the rabbit hole. Make sure you look at all angles of whatever this is. Don't add any fear or frustration to it. Just take it for what it is. Really simple. yeah, it's like the moments when the rabbits are just sitting there munching on grass outside or flowers, and they're just calm and peaceful. So this is what you need to do to set everything that's coming in into motion. But you have to kind of pull the trigger for it. You have to be the one to make it go in whatever direction it is. And I'm seeing also that you have a couple directions. Like where you are now, you could be over here soon, or you could be over here soon. I feel there's a couple choices. Plus, there's a choice of you just staying right where you're at. And I feel this is about work more than anything. So it's like you can accept it almost like a challenge or something you want to do because it's different. Or if you really don't want to get into anything new, you could completely stay where you are and there won't be any repercussions for it. I'm also seeing that you're kind of in a good spot, right? So sometimes we don't want to add energy or make things more complicated, but then sometimes it's good to get that every now and then because it gives us a challenge, it gives us a change, it gives us more focus on new things coming into our lives. And one of the big things that people have a tendency to do is they focus so hard on where they're at, but even though it's routine, they don't want to move from it because it's change, it's something new, it's something unknown to move ahead. But they're saying don't add any fear to it. If this is something you want to do, you'll be fine, and just accept that and move forward with whichever direction. I think it's almost like, too, what I'm hearing is like you need a challenge. You need things to switch up. I was actually just talking about this the other day to a friend of mine over the weekend, and we were talking about how I went like every 6 to 7 years into a different career. I mean, like totally different. From the time I was very young in high school, I was in retail. I also did my artwork and my photography. And then when I got done in the retail, I was in assistant manager program, and I got to the end of that. And then I switched over to a bigger retail chain, and I was a manager, and then went into something bigger yet. I went into the hotel. So it's like all about change, right? And what it is I would get where I could close my eyes and do the job. There was nothing challenging there. So this is what I'm saying. If you want to switch things up, embrace that change and do it. Either way, you're going to be fine. But it'll give you some new things to keep you occupied with, right? And to me, I always need something to hold my interest. I've always been that way. So if that's the time for you, it's okay, and you can move forward, and there won't be any like thing devastating about it to change or anything like that. You'll embrace it, and it'll be a good change for you, and it'll keep you up and more active with being able to have to learn something a little different than what you're doing. All right, so that's your card today, Cookie, and I hope it resonates for you. And thanks for being here. Okay, so I'm going to go down a little bit. Hi, Simon. Hey, Jessica. Jessica, I need you to inbox me and say, what was that about? So I could tell you what that was about. But I think it'll be kind of fun. But just inbox me. All right? All right, so let's see what I've got here for you. How's it in Minnesota, Jess? Is it cold? Minnesota always gets colder than we do, I think, from where I am. We had ice on the lake. Oh, it was something else we had that was so, so cool. All right, let me do her reading. I'll tell you what happened this weekend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So, the Earth Keepers. The Earth Keepers, right? So your card today is the Earth, all right? And this is about, I keep hearing over and over my painting, the Earth Keepers, right? We have been tasked as humans on this planet to take care of the great Mother Earth. she provides everything that we need to survive. But we also have to remember what we take from her, we should replant or re-put things or add things back to it for the next 7 generations. So the big thing is like, you know, if you cut one tree down, you got to plant 7 more so that they'll have 7 generations ahead of us that will still be able to enjoy these trees. So the earth keepers, this is about you grounding and staying connected. I feel like yeah, the energies that are swirling around all of us right now are kind of chaotic, and I think like, don't want to say the word threat, but it's like all the ugly, right? All the ugly. Someone went in the middle of the room, pulled the rug off of it, and now we're dealing with all the ugly. And people who are sensitives and do this kind of work, and just like what kind of work that you do, we're being sort of overwhelmed because it's 100 million things at once dropping on us, and it's emotions and it's frustration and it's anger and hate, and it's just nasty. And like, the only ones that lose are the people that are in the middle, trying to just live their life, be with their families, and live the way they're meant to be, right? These are the people that are getting caught up in hate, in wars, and it doesn't matter where you go, it can be on any content. We have so much hate going on here in the US right now. It's crazy, and it's very politically challenging. So this is what I keep seeing put on, and you need to take a breath to step aside from that, and kind of unplug. I actually was talking with somebody online last week about it, and it's like, you know, you don't have to explain to anybody. None of us do. If you need to unplug and kind of care for self and kind of detach from all the emotional baggage that's in the world right now, just do it. You don't have to ask permission, and you shouldn't feel guilty about it. But this is what I'm seeing for you. It's almost that unplugging time that's meant so that you can kind of reground. And the other thing that I'm being shown is, okay, so we all have our circles around us, right? We all have our people that we imprint on that are close to us. We all have our spiritual sacred circle where we have all the people and the things and the events that mean the most to us in this tight circle, right? And then there's things that go on around, like maybe in the community, or, you know, whatever you're doing at your job or whatever it is, okay? And right now, you need to just worry about yourself. And by doing so, you set examples to imprint on others, okay? And you'll bring that calmness that is needed right now to many situations. So people look at people and they kind of follow what is given to them. So if you're in a panic situation, not you just, but I mean in general, if people are in a panic situation, the person that's going to be seen the most is the one that has control and calmness and peacefulness. And this is what I'm being shown for you. So there's definitely a group around you on the outside of your sacred circle, and you're going to be needed in the days ahead. And I will also tell you and everybody else that does this kind of work with healing or prayer or however you want to put it, it's not going to be easy over the next couple years. It's going to probably even ramp up a little bit more, but that's because there's this big spiritual war going on. And we have to just remember that we don't have to add to the negativity, just keep adding to the positives that we know and we have. Take care of self so that we're there for others if we are needed. Okay, so that is your card today, Miss Jess, and it is the Earth. Woo, okay, I'm going to go down a little bit. Let me see. Yeah. Hi, Joy. How are you? Welcome. I can give you a card. Although I can't give you a car, but I will give you a card. Hang on. Oh, 1 second here, Miss Joy. Let's see what I can get for you today. the toddler's behaving well. He's playing with his ninja stick behind me. Mulan is her senior citizen cranky girl. She's 19 and she's walking around the house for the past 2 weeks and doesn't stop whining. She's a Siamese, so that's a very common thing. Pip actually laid 2 eggs. They're not viable, but I'm letting her sit on them because they're duds and she has to stop laying eggs because she wants babies. She doesn't like Mango. Mango's done with her. So, yay, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alrighty, here we go. Your card today is the medicine bag, the medicine pouch, the medicine bag. Everybody calls it something different. This is mine. That's actually on the card. That is mine. I've had this for a very, very long time. I've actually had this particular one since 1994, maybe. So it's got a lot of wear and tear on it. So what the medicine pouch or the medicine bag represents is what we hold nearest to our souls and we keep that's really important to us. And it's where we kind of go for empowerment, right? So perhaps it's something that you have that people put different things in them. When I make them and I create them for people, I literally put in some tobacco and a little bit of a couple kernels of corn. And that's kind of a blessing and an offering for the person that's going to receive the bag. Now, the other stuff that you put in, you don't tell other people, but it can be anything. It can be crystals, it can be stones, it can be tiny pieces of paper, okay, with something written on it. It can be jewelry. It can be whatever you want. But the thing is, you don't share it with anybody else because that's where you draw your strength from. That's where you strongly kind of resonate with who you are and what you're about. Okay, so right now what it's saying is basically you need to tend to yourself. Okay, it's almost like what they're showing me is like you'll start to get to a point where you're going to do something for yourself. Or, wow, I've got a few minutes. I'm going to do this because I want to. No other reason than I want to, or I like to do that, right? And then every time you get ready to do that, what happens is we get pulled in 50 different directions. So you never really get that time to spend, that unique time to be with self, to reflect, to meditate, to pray, to just sit and let your mind not think about 100 million things. It could be something silly, whatever. Okay, you need to take that time. Now, over the years with the medicine pouch, you can go into it and you can take things out and change things, right? But again, nobody should be touching your medicine pouch, and nobody needs to see what's inside of it, okay? It's only for you. So this is telling me that you need to do something and be kinder to yourself by doing what you want to do. Okay, not what everybody else wants you to do, but what you want to do with no guilt. You know, it can be a half hour a day thing, or it could be a whole day thing, or a whole weekend thing. It doesn't matter. It's what's important to you. And I keep getting to the point where even when what they're showing me is even when you are extremely tired or worn out or had a really stressful day or just a long day, right? And you had a lot of stuff that you're working with and a lot of different energies, and it's kind of crazy. Somebody will still come in and step in and say, hey, can you help me with this? Or, hey, can we talk? Or whatever. It's okay to say no. So what you need to do is add no guilt to that, because you need to do this. And I'm actually seeing that you'll be a lot stronger for doing it, which will lead to getting rid of that grief, because you'll be able to help people more, right? You'll be able to do different things with them, but you need to feed your soul first. Okay, it's very, very important that you feed your soul first. Okay, take care of that. Take care of your soul's energy. Take care of things that are in your life that are just for you. Okay, so that is your card today, and it is the medicine bag. You know, it's something that all of us should be doing once in a while. You know, it's like we've all been taught, and I've talked about this before, you know, we've all been taught growing up, and at least in my age bracket, that we always came last. We take care of everybody else first, and then whatever's left over we get. And that's wrong, because we have to be able to take care of ourselves to be able to assist anybody. We have to take care of ourselves just to do our stuff, right? So don't feel about any guilt. I hope that resonates for you, Joy, and thanks for coming on today, and I appreciate it. All right, let me see. Yeah, I can get you a card. Miss Presh. Hi, Christy. How are you? All right. Let's see what I can get for you, Presh. All righty. Ooh, these are shuffling nice today. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, you're free. You're free. That's what I'm hearing as I'm picking this card up. The Dragonfly. Great card. I haven't actually pulled this card in a while, I don't think. Dragonflies are quite amazing. And honestly, I've been surprised over this past weekend because we've been dipping down to 32 and 30 degrees. One night last week, we hit 28 Fahrenheit. So it's been pretty cold, but I actually saw some dragonflies over the weekend, and I was actually very, very surprised by it. Dragonflies are the connection of the in-between to the spirit world and us in the human walk, right? And they bring all kinds of messages. And when we see them, it's usually a sign of some kind of blessing that's coming through. For you, though, it's about the connection to the spirit world. And what I'm being shown is you're getting actually stronger with it so that you're hearing the messages and you're hearing them in your head, but you're understanding them. Just know that's not a coincidence. It's a real thing, and it's really happening to you. And the dragonflies are just like fluttering. So look for signs. And when you see signs, not necessarily a dragonfly, it can be anything. But if you see signs of something that keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, pay attention to it, because there's a message within it. And this is what I'm being told to tell you. Be more aware and conscious of what's going on, as far as, like I said, sometimes people will see numbers like 111, 444, 333, right? Or sometimes people will see dragonflies. Some people see butterflies. Actually, the wolf's daughter, one of her daughters, was on vacation in September, and her husband were down on the beach in North Carolina, I believe. And she got a hold of me right away because there was a butterfly that came, and it stayed with her and landed on her and was all around her for quite a number of hours on the beach. And there was no flowers, there's no foliage, and there was absolutely zero reason that this butterfly should be here. Well, the butterfly represents something very sacred between her and her mom. Okay. And mom, we lost mom in the physical in 2020. And this was a way that connected to her daughter's spirit. So this is what I'm being shown. And this is why I'm telling you this, Presh, is there's a relationship of spirit that was with you that has left. And I want to say it's a more recent leaving here in the human, like a couple years maybe, but it's not really super long. So it's a way that you can connect with them, but use it as a sign. Even if you have to like put it in your head and say, hey, you know, I'm looking for blah, blah, blah. Can you show me? And then whatever you pick. But I feel that there's this really strong connection, and you need to be able to work on that a little bit more and open to the possibilities. And once you do, you're going to be getting responses back that really, really will impact you, and you'll understand more of what is trying to be taught to you right now. I hope that makes sense, but that's kind of what they're saying. So there you go, Presh, and it's the dragonfly. Okay, so I'm going down the list here in a minute. Hi, Christy. I gotta tell you guys, I got so excited this weekend. Hi, Lido. Yeah, I'll get you one. I was so excited because my daughter was up with her and Dave, best friends. They were up with them, and they were outside sitting by the seawall out front by the lake of the front of the house. And they yelled for me and said, "Hey, Mom, can you come out?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. What's going on?" She goes, "I think there's a bird here, and I think there's something wrong with it." And I'm like, "Okay." She goes, "He's huge." I'm like, "Okay." So I walked outside, and I went up to where the seawall was, and it's like maybe a 4-foot drop down, and the lake has receded in this past month again, so it's like 10 feet before you really hit any water. So in the grass and the brush that used to be under the water was this massive bird. She goes, "I don't know what it is." She says, "It's not white, so it can't be one of the swans." And we had all our swans, which are trumpeter swans, all the way out in the middle of the lake. You could see them. And they weren't allowing this bird to come anywhere near them. But I walked over and I looked at them and I said, "I've never seen this kind of bird. This is really interesting." It was so big. It was way bigger than our trumpeter swans that we have. And the markings were just phenomenal. And I said, at first I thought maybe a goose because they mate for life. So he was by himself. But no, that wasn't it. And I got a little close and the kids were worried that he was going to come up and bite me. I said, "They're not going to bite me. I'm not intimidating." And I'm talking to him. And he kind of moved after that a little bit. I don't know. We were out there about 5 minutes with it. And it moved out into the water, which was actually had ice on it. So it was kind of cutting through the thin ice, right? We found out later when the boys came back they were helping Grandma, came back to the house and they looked it up. It was a tundra swan, really slate charcoal colored beak that kind of went dark to light, and the neck was just slate gray. The body was sort of gray, but it had these very vibrant black lines on the wings, and the body was so gray. It's a tundra swan. So tundra swans are from the Antarctic. So we think that either he's on migration or one of the huge storms that have been going on over the past few months has thrown him off course. But it's really exciting because he's here and he's eating and he's getting ready for the next part of the journey. So it was really cool. So I had to share that with you. Look it up. It's a tundra swan. Just absolutely stunning. Oh, okay, Lito, let's see what I got for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it's interesting because nature always has a way to say, "Hey, I'm here. Look at it and see what I have to share." That's a lesson in that. Okay, Lito, your card today is the Crystal Keepers. Okay, so hi, Mango. How are you? Are you being a good boy? Yeah. Okay, so the Crystal Keepers come in, and this is about energy for you. This is about the law of attraction for you. This is about not only bringing in what you deserve, but bring in what you require, is what they're saying, and something that you need. It's almost about kind of looking in and having that self-awareness where we look and say, "Hey," and we're looking at ourselves in the mirror and we're saying, "Hey, you know what? You're really a good person. I'm really a good person," because I'm looking at me, right? Quit being so hard on yourself. And I'm hearing really loudly the law of attraction. Well, crystals, actually, here's one of them that I've got that's pretty big. Crystals actually are used in a lot of things in today's world. They're used in TVs, watches, they're used in computers or phones, all that kind of stuff. Why? Because they store energy. Why? Because they amplify, right? They amplify the energy. So this is what I'm being shown for you. It's almost like you're that beacon. Okay, you need to be that beacon for things that you need to attract. Again, it's like the law of attraction, they're telling me. So there's some things, and you might have been a little frustrated about how they haven't been coming in as quick as you wanted, or didn't really happen the way you wanted them to happen. But you need to pay attention to it, because what you put out, you will get back tenfold. So this is all about the law of attraction. It's also about empowering yourself, right? So you empower yourself to bring that in. I don't know how it works. It just does. They're also doing this, like they're showing me like a doorway, right? And they're doing this, like go by it, walk by it, don't stop. Just pass, go, and collect whatever. So I feel like that's some kind of a distraction. And you don't need distractions right now. You have to be empowering yourself and sending that out so that you're bringing in the things that you need to have happen. Okay? Really, really strong. Law of attraction. Okay, Lito, I hope that makes sense to you and resonates, and thanks for being here today. I appreciates it. Good to see you, too. Oh, I got goosebumps the other day. I'll tell you guys about that later. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings back. All right, there's Miss Cindy Pinkham. How are you? I hope you're well. Okay, gonna go down a little farther. La 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 la. My wall? Oh, you mean the wood? It's just paneling. It's just paneling. It was here before I moved in, so we haven't changed it yet, Miss Cindy. It is a work in progress, because I want to do some drywall and some painting, but I just don't have the energy for it yet. But yeah, I actually my house that I built actually had that kind of wood. It was real cedar, and we took a tree and we used it really thin planks, and we cut it down the middle, and we actually made the molding in the bottom for the bottom of the walls, and it looked like trees, and they all matched up. It was really cool. You're very welcome, Miss Joy. Yeah, is it? That's good, because you're being open, and that's what you need to be, Presh. And you need just to accept it. And I think it's getting stronger because you are opening yourself to it, knowing that it's not anything bad that's coming in. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. About stuff, negative stuff. I'll talk about that in a minute. Hi, Pamela Crawford. I haven't seen you in eons. Okay. Where? Wow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, you got to remember, though, it's not just COVID that makes you, when you get booster shots, it's everything. I think back when I was a kid and I got the mumps and the measles, I actually had those mild cases of them, but I actually got them. And I only got the mild case of it, thank God, because I had my booster. Same thing with polio, right? Same thing. Whew. Yeah, it has. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Going down a little bit more. Oh, la la. Okay, hang on. I gotta look, because I know there are a couple. You're very welcome, Lito. Okay. Pamela, did you want a card? Is that what it is? Oh, yeah, you don't want to get them at the same time. Absolutely not. Let me pull you a card. Absolutely not, right? Absolutely not. All right. I wouldn't get more than one at a time. When I worked at Children's Hospital all those years up in ICU, we had to get that stuff every year. We had the TB, we had the flu, we had the pneumonia shots at that time. If we didn't have measles shots by the time we got there, we couldn't get them until we couldn't work until we proved that we had them. So yeah, it's a thing. I'm sad that people don't believe. I'm sad about the bunk that people put up. Yeah, I'll get you two in a minute, Margaret. It's just really super hard to get them all at once, but you know, getting them is really important, and I wish people would understand that. If they had worked where I did at Children's Hospital, like I said, I was up in the ICU. If you had seen that or been there, I guarantee you guys would be getting everybody vaccinated in the family. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Part of that is because we are not giving our children today the vaccines, and it's because there's so much misinformation out there. You know, everybody goes to the YouTube college to find out what it is, and they really don't know what it is. And it's not the government trying to get us or anything like that, but you need your vaccines. All right, so your card today, Miss Pamela, is a Scorpion. Okay, well, we are in the month of the Scorpion, which is November. So, okay, so they're showing me the Scorpion standing in the middle of a circle, okay? And it's turning around, like watching, like keeps turning around to watch the full view of everything. And this is kind of about your perspective on the world right now, how things are happening around you. And I feel like this pressure that if I'm not, and it's like putting the Scorpio, like you are the Scorpio. So you're like looking, constantly pivoting around, ready to strike at any time. And it's almost like it's a fear. It's a fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. It's a fear of, not fear, anxiety of what's going on around us all. It's all about that. And it's kind of causing you to withdraw. But remember, the thing is with the Scorpions, and I'm sorry, I get quiet because it's showing me stuff. The thing with the Scorpion is we need to use that medicine that they have, that sting, to have it mutate to make us stronger, right? So, you know, what's the old saying? If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. That's a real truth to that. But I feel like you are at a point you don't want to take anymore. You don't want to take anymore what the world is dishing out to you. And so you're pivoting, okay? So it's okay to do that for a little bit, but what you need to do is take that energy and don't add negative energy to it, like switch the channel up here. Switch the channel, and take everything you're receiving as knowledge and put it in your tool bag, because your proverbial tool bag, that is, because when other similar situations come up, you'll know how to deal with it. Okay. And I feel like there's just a lot of kind of chaos, but it's like chaos that you're creating. Okay. If that makes sense. And the Scorpion goes like this, and then it turns like this, and that tail is always curled up. You need to kind of allow yourself to ground, take some deep breaths on, and don't add energy to those negatives out there, okay? Yeah, that's kind of what's going on. They're just telling you take your time. Don't add stuff to negatives because it can get really crazy. And you don't want to add energy to it because it depletes our energy. So try to deal with it, but know that there's something in there that you will get from the experience, okay? So that's your card, and I hope it resonates, Pamela. And I hope you get over your thing with the shots. Yep, I'll give you a card. Yeah, does the wall? Yeah, it keeps me warm. Yeah, I mean, I have a huge fireplace, but I don't use it. I used to use fireplace in my last home, but it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of hauling wood into the house. It's messy, and it's just me here in the house. So I have it set at a constant 68, and I'm fine. All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Ooh. All right, so your card is the Raven today. Okay, so the Raven is a real strong totem, and it's a messenger of sorts. It's something that we all need to pay attention to, and it's bringing like moving too fast, too quick, and you're missing part of what's being shown to you. You're missing part of lessons that they're trying to show you and teach you, and you're kind of off point. So you need to slow down a little bit, take a deep breath, ground yourself before whatever this is that you move forward with. And I'll tell you, the Ravens come in, they are very insistent. They are very much going to get the point across to you, whether it's in dream time or actual Ravens. They're pretty bossy. Excuse me. They're pretty bossy. So you need to kind of pay attention a little more to them because they have things that they can teach you. Now, by paying attention to them, I mean things that are occurring around you, not necessarily actual Ravens, but it's an energy that they bring, and you have to learn to use that energy in a proper fashion. If you don't, it will set you back to square one with whatever this is, and you'll have to kind of retrace those steps over and over until it's made right. Okay, so that is your card today, and it is the Raven. Okay, I'm going to go up a little bit. Hi, Rashid. How are you? Okay, hang on. There was somebody else here. Yeah, James. There you go. Yeah, but it stays warm, and actually because of how I'm located, Cindy, I get like right now it's afternoon sun. The sun comes through and heats this back of this house up like a tinder box. It's really, really warm. A lot of times, like right now, I have windows cracked open because it's just too hot in the house. So it is what it is. Okay, James, let's see what I can get for you, dear. Alrighty, here we go. Let's see what we got for you today. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Well, James, shuffle them up and we get the same cards. There you go. You've also got the Raven. Okay, for you, though, it's differently. They're showing me the Ravens coming and looking into things. So there's some things that you need to pay more attention to than you've been paying attention to. It's kind of like, okay, so somebody will say, I'm going to use this as an example, all right? Say somebody says, oh, yeah, this restaurant's great, right? And you don't look at the menu before you get there. And then you wind up going there, and it's a cuisine that you don't like, right? Well, the restaurant can still be good, but because it's something that you're not interested in, you should have looked before you even made the trip, right? So this is kind of like, yeah, there's going to be some good stuff coming your way, but you need to really look at it to see how it's going to resonate with you or how it will affect you. Because I feel if you just jump in without kind of looking at the entire picture, you're not going to be 100% with the program is what they're saying. So they've got these 3 Ravens and they're looking at stuff, right? They're following because they're curious. And this is what I'm being told for you. You kind of have to do that same thing. You have to pay attention and really look into things before making a decision that can be not right for you. So just based on face value, just because we think things are better on the other side of whatever, the grass is always greener. They used to say that all the time on the other side. That's not always the case. So make sure with whatever's this is going on that you look at the big picture so that in the long run, in the long term, it'll benefit you in a better way. Because sometimes stuff doesn't always present the way we need to see it to know if we're going to move ahead with it or not. Okay. And it's all up to you, actually. And there you go. You got the Raven too. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right. We're going to go down a little bit. Yeah, it's cold. Right now, though, it's not too bad. It's like 48 outside, Cindy, but I've just got the heat set, like I said, at 68, so it's warm in the house. All right, guys. Well, it looks like no one else is around today. Oh, wait, maybe. Sorry, I just got a bunch of stuff down here. I apologize. Hi, Maureen. Yeah, I can give you a card. La, la. Oh, I don't. I'm a bear. My brother was a chef, and when I was living down with my parents in my 20s, he'd come up from Florida because that's where he lived and worked. And he'd come home in the wintertime, right? And in the wintertime, it's, a lot of snow. It's really cold in Michigan, And it was so funny because we were going to barbecue there. I said, I'll just cook the steaks out on the grill. And he's like, what? He's like, what do you mean? And I went out and was in the house all day. So I had t-shirt and shorts on. And I just put my feet in my boots and went outside, pulled the grill open. And he said, you're crazy. He was freezing because he was from a warmer area. So I've always run warm anyway. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And there's nothing better than to have that fresh, cool air kind of get into your lungs and make you refresh your head a little bit. Okay, so there you go. And you also got the Crystal Keepers today. So let me see what's for you. Okay, so they're making me look at this particular crystal. And you can see it's a carnelian piece, but it's also got factions of other stones in it. It's a beautiful piece. And these were all I got from Carrie Greenaway too. Y'all know her, Spirit and Soul Island. And this is also carnelian, but this isn't the piece they wanted me to pick up. So they come a little bit different, but they're that really pretty burnt orange color. And then there's some plain quartz that's in it. But what I'm seeing for you is almost like the energy of the crystal point you in the right direction. So I don't know if you work with crystals at all, or if they're speaking about it. It can be metaphorically as well, but it's like what they're doing is they're taking energy and they're honing it in. So there's an answer to something that's been on your mind recently, but they're saying like the parameters for it are too large. Like there's too much information. You need to kind of cut back on the information so you kind of get to the point of it, is what they're saying. And once you do, refine that kind of reflection and thought process, you'll be pointed in the right direction. I'm also getting, and again, Maureen, I don't know. I don't remember. You might have told me a long time ago. I don't know. But crystals or stones, as we all know, help us. Some stones that resonate for one person don't necessarily mean they're going to resonate for another person. But what I'm being told is you need to be more open and you need to refine and kind of pull in the direction you need to go to get the answers that you're looking for. And I feel like when I'm like connecting with you, it's kind of like things are changing really rapidly, almost so that you keep up with it. But whatever this is, you need to kind of just slow it down, take those deep breaths, like I'm saying about the cool air coming in, and kind of let your mind settle, and then you'll be on point. But this is some kind of a decision or something that you're moving towards. Be gentle with yourself, because we all don't have the answers we need right away. We never do. You know that. I know that. If it was that easy, we'd all be pushing a button that says the easy button, and we'd be gratified with whatever the response from that button was, because it's what we want. It never works that way. So just kind of hone it in, bring it down, take some deep breaths, and focus, because your focus is needed on whatever this is. Okay. So thanks for coming in. Maureen, I hope that resonates for you. Your card again was the Crystal Keepers. It's a lot, because crystals can really help you to manifest things. They can amplify things, but this right now is being utilized to get you moving in the right, proper direction. All right. I'm going to go down a little farther. Hi, Angelia. How are you? Yeah, sometimes we do. I mean, a lot of times readings, when I do them like this, or we sit and kind of chat and talk, it does help other people. And it also helps other people to know that somebody else can be going through similar things that we go through, right? And I think that's one of the biggest problems with societies today, is that no one sees us and no one stops to listen and hear us, right? Everybody's trying to talk over each other and not paying attention and la, la, la. So, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. All right, let's see what I can get for you today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, almost pulled you 8. Well, okay, so they're responding to your looking, right, with the red-tailed hawk, the hawk, all right? Hawk is looked upon as one of the most sacred birds in my culture, and the eagle is one above that. But the hawk, what it brings to light for you is about being precisely in that right spot. So when hawks go up in the air, they have very good eyesight, and they can pinpoint, like from way up. They can even see like a mouse running in the field. It's crazy. But this is about you. And what they're doing is they're doing this, like go up higher and look at the bigger picture of what's going on. Because you're making yourself a little crazy, because you're only looking at a tiny portion of the issue. They want you to take a step back and look again, but look at the entire, like the hawk would go and look at the entire field, right? But it's like you're so hyper sensitive looking at one thing that you've forgotten what else is part of whatever this is. And they keep taking the hawk way up so that the hawk can look, and he's flying, but he's seeing everything. Like, is it safe to go down? Is there food down there? Should I wait? Should I move over? Should I go to another section? Looking for different things that fits their want, need, desire, whatever it is. And what I'm seeing for you is you're so super focused. Hi, Gail. How are you? You're so super focused that you're missing what you need to see. And what I'm being told is the answer's right in front of you. You just have to take a step back and look at it with fresh eyes. Okay. That's what's going on. And I hope that resonates for you. And thanks for popping on, Angelia. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, that's really good. I don't remember what I said to you, but yeah, that's good. I'm glad that makes sense. Hi, Miss Gail. Watching from the UK, welcome. We always like new people. Oh, I don't know what that one's about. All right, you're very welcome, both of you. Maureen, you're welcome, and so are you. All right, well, Gail, if you want a card, yell for me right now because I'm just about to an hour and I'm going to end this here in a few minutes unless somebody else wants a card. So don't forget, tomorrow we'll be over on Spiritually Paranormal. Miss Holly returns, and we're going to be talking about spirituality and the paranormal and how it works with our everyday. All right. God bless all of you, and you guys take care of yourselves, and I will be back tomorrow. And if not, you don't see me tomorrow, you'll see me next Tuesday. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.
Yeah. Cool. Wasn't it? Bye, bear, my bear.
Bye, Mama Bear.
See you later, bear, my bear, my bear.
I